Well, we're going to talk about the right to left crosser from a right-handed shooter's perspective. First thing we're going to talk about is sight picture, then the initial move, and then stabilizing the picture at the end. The sight picture for a right-handed shooter on a right to left crosser is always looking at the bird across the muzzles. Watch it again. Across the muzzles. If we stop it, do you see how the eyes are looking at the bird across the muzzle? You know, when people first see that, they look at you like you got three noses. I said, I never thought about it that way. Yeah. When the shot's taken, the shooter has to see the bird across the barrels. If you'll notice, when the shooter picks the bird up, he's looking across the barrels at the bird, and as the bird comes to him, he's merging at the speed of the bird. But the big deal is understanding that the sight picture is always across the barrel. When you are looking at that bird across the barrel, as a right-handed shooter, it's impossible for you to be behind it. Now, your eyes are not going to want to look at it across the barrel. The eyes don't like to have anything between them and what they're focused on. So you're going to have to acquire this sight picture, and you're going to have to practice this sight picture. But most of you out there are trying to get the gun ahead of the bird without looking at it. How do you visualize not looking at something? You can't. Stop trying to do that. Learn to accept that the fact that the gun's going to be there. The sight picture on a right to left bird is looking at the bird across the barrel. Deal with it. Practice on it. Now let's talk about the first move of the gun. You see how the green dot is moving slowly left? Yeah, it's moving slowly left. That would be what we like to call away from the target. When you see the bird, move the gun away from the action. Remember that your hands are going to want to take the gun to the action. That's going to make the bird speed up. If you want the bird to slow down and float, the only way that can happen is when the bird and the gun are going the same direction and same speed. Watch what happens. The green dot moves slowly left. Okay, look. The bird's at the 50-yard line, but the green dot's only moved about 3 or 4 yards on the yard line marker there. You see that? So the bird's coming out fast, but the gun's going really slow. Watch what happens. Yeah, they merge going the same speed at the end. But the critical part about every shot you make is when you see the bird, move the muzzles away from the action. There's something about that word, away. When you see the bird, move away from the action. That allows you to slow the bird down, rob the bird of speed. You're playing so far in front of the bird that if the wind catches it or something happens, you're distracted from focus, you have time to react to an irregular target or something that flies through the background. It's not a problem because you have plenty of time to react to whatever the bird might suddenly do. So you're playing well in front, away from the action. Perhaps the most critical part is as you take the shot, the bird and the gun, same speed. Watch it again. The gun moves, same speed of the target. Right at the end. And the reason the gun only moves the same speed at the target at the end is because the target's flying at an unknown rate of deceleration. If you mount early on the bird and try to ride it, eventually you're going to find yourself too far in front. The gun's going to stop. Your eyes are going to get confused. You're going to miss the target. What we want to do is start a gradual move left, away from the action, same speed at the end. The OSP system is same speed at the end. It's magical. Same speed at the end. When the picture stabilizes, pull the trigger. What do we mean when we say stable? That means they don't go back and forth. When the bird and the gun are going the same speed, take the shot. Your job is twofold during the right to left shot. Maintain a visual contact on the target through the shot, number one. As they come together, you adjust the gun speed to the speed of the target. While you're adjusting the gun speed, guess what the subconscious brain's doing? It's taking care of the lead. Because guess what? it won't stabilize if the lead's not right. Yeah, that's what I said. It won't stabilize if the lead's not right. But you can't look at the lead, because in order to look at the lead, you got to look at the gun. But you can maintain a 95-5 focus ratio. That's 95% focus on the front of that bird, just a casual 5% awareness of that the gun's in front, same speed as the target, and the gun's going the same speed as the target. And as you're adjusting the gun speed, the other brain is taking care of the lead. Remember, across the barrel, away from the target, same speed as the target.